Hi guys, in this video I will be doing a fill. I already prepped the nails and everything. Filed the nails and everything. So I'm just showing you how I prep after I file and blend in the fill. I'm using the line out so that you won't see the end part of the field. And normally I do this before I put the primer. And I always prime twice. And what this does, it just melts in that line of demarcation from the nail growing out on the nail plate. I will be going in and out of this video with music, so just bear with me. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It's very important that when you do use the line out, it shows you where you didn't file enough to blend that line of demarcation. So that is a good thing to see if you need to do more filing before you start your fill application. Now after I do that, you'll see me go in with Young Nails primer. I think I used Young Nail primers. We'll see. No, I did Something Wonderful from Nail Light. I actually like that primer and Protein Bond by Young Nails. I try not to flood the cuticle area with the primer, so I try to take my time and go at it, so I won't get too much on the skin. And it's almost time for me to get another bottle of this too. Now if you're like a prone lifter, I like to use this primer. If you're not so of a lifter, I'll use the Young Nail primer. Now the first time I did this set, I used the Protein Bond and I seen that I had more lifting, so that's why this time I'm using this primer, and I'm going to see how she adjusts to this primer instead of the Young Nails. And that's how I go about seeing which one works for my client. She did not lose a nail. No cracking. And I did my fingers like that because I was just telling you that I'm going to do that 2 times. And this time I just sweeps a little bit, not much. Some people say using primer as it wet, it adheres better. I just put it on there and start filling. I don't do primer every time I fill, then prime, then fill, then prime, then fill, and I find myself forgetting to prime, and then I'm going to have a situation with the client's nails. So I just go ahead and do it this way. Now this next step, I'm going to show you how I do the fill up close. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, watch me work video. Now that's flex brush number 6, and I usually use a smaller brush when I do my fill, bigger brush when I do a full set, but it's a preference. That brush is very old. I've been having it for years, so I think about a year, 2 years, and the monomer kind of ate up the brush, because sometimes, you know, I'll get some monomer on my finger and then I don't wipe it off. so it'll eat away at the black. That's the only thing I don't like about black handle nail brushes. I'm using Young Nails Powder Clear and the monomer as well. I don't play with my ball. You can see I don't play with my ball as much. I plant my ball and I just press down where I need to press down, and I go to the next. Because what's the point of putting a bead there if you're going to wipe it all off on your napkin? You're just wasting product. So that's why it's important to um, get a good method of placing a decent ball there without having to keep on going back and forth with more beads. Now I like to put a smaller bead, a bigger bead at first, and then I go with a smaller bead. It depends on how much I had to drill on her fill to make that arch, that apex, taller. I'm just rebuilding my apex and making sure that I have a nice smooth around the cuticle area. Now I like to get very close to the skin, guys, so I probably have some comments with that, but it doesn't matter. If you do good filing, making sure that you get close enough to that cuticle with powder, the client won't be upset, meaning that, hey, I need a fill already because you're not putting the product close enough. And normally you don't supposed to put the, in school training per se, you don't supposed to put the the bead too close to the cuticle because it does cause lifting. But if you get your drill close enough without damaging the cuticle area, you should be fine, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And you see me swipe it off with my nails because I really don't like get product on the skin at all. It gives you a hard time in filing. It just sets you back minutes. I tell you, set you back minutes. I'm going really slow for y'all this time because I really want to show y'all how I'm pressing that bead close up and smoothing it down, and none, hardly none, is coming off that nail. I use the whole product. I know your first nail most of the time is the pinky. And I tell you, that pinky is my problem area. I always tend to go into my powder and my bead and put too big of a bead there. So after you get past that pinky, well, I know for me, it's a catwalk. It's a walk in the park, I mean. Sometimes you can do a fill and it's just too thin at the cuticle area. And you'll see that line of demarcation at the cuticle area, and you really don't want to see that. So that's when you know that you don't have enough product there. So you'll see me go back in and put a little bit more there to disguise that line of demarcation. Now that first set was a pink cover powder, so you probably see a little line of demarcation, but that's okay because I'm using gel polish. And if she ever want a different color, I would just file these down or give her a new set. I really don't like piling up too much stuff, different designs on a fill. I think my max is probably 2. And if the third one is like, okay, you need to come out the pocket and get a fresh set. Okay, now I'm going to just go ahead and continue letting y'all watch me do this fill. Gonna put a little music on, guys. Keep watching. I have finished filing. I have finished filling all up 10 nails for y'all. And what I'm doing next is going in with a zebra one. I think it's 150 file. Um, I try to stay into the 150 filing when I do it because I really don't overdo my the thickness of my nails. It depends all on the client because they do have clients that like thick nails. I know y'all probably saying boo, but hey, this client particularly like thick nails. I don't do them that thick. I just make sure that they're thicker from the middle but thinner down to the free edge. So what I do, I'll just file. I'm telling you guys, everybody have their different methods in filing. I will pull out my file probably about three to four times during my process because you know when you're using your drill, um, it tends to alter the shape of your nails sometimes. So you're going to be back and forth with this hand file. So you'll see that in this video. So all I do is like normally whatever my client shape they want, which is this is the ballerina shape, and um, sometimes I do them kind of round ballerina. Sometimes I do them straight in a diamond and then straight across. It just depends on if the client want round or they want straight on the sides. And here I'm doing straight. Now they have two looks to a ballerina. Sometimes they want that round look with the straight free edge, and like I said, some want the straight side edges and the straight free edge. So that's what I'm doing here. Uh, you know, you can have a routine, but when you start doing nails for a long time, that routine is all over the place. You hear me? You always finding a better way to finish filing your client's nails. Is sometimes it's just whatever I grab first or whichever I want to do first, guys. It's just all about doing what's best fits you at that time. Sometimes you can get in the same routine all the time and this job becomes boring. So I'm always mixing it up. I try to stick to the rules as perfecting the enhancement. That's powder to liquid ratio is always a must for me. But when you filing what drip bits to use, what file to use, what buffing methods, it's really on your finished product, how you want your finished look to be. Uh, you know, me personally, I want my own style. I don't, I pick up little neat tricks here and there, but I'm always tweaking it to make it better, and that's what you need to do in this business. Tips and tricks is good, but it's nothing better than your own tips and tricks to make you successful at what you are doing. uh, to me, the two most important things are in making a nice set of acrylics, gels, or whatever is number one, satisfying their client. What do their client want? Far as applying the acrylics and how you applying it, how you filing it, at the same time when you're finished, it's supposed to be your best work. And if it's your best work, your client will be satisfied. But if you're like, well, then that's not your best work. And a 9 out of 10, your client is going to see that. So just keep on practicing, guys. I know I'm going to have some questions like I just can't get it. Yes, you can, because at one point I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it in school. I didn't get it till down the road doing this. But that's okay. If you got to do pedicures first starting off in this business, do it. If do manicures, gel polishes, on natural nails until you perfect this skill, because no way I'm gonna sit in your chair and you got lumps here, bumps there, and you globbing on acrylic and gonna have to file for another 30 to an hour extra from the time permits for you to do a acrylic set. I do not rush by far. My clients know I do not rush. If you got somewhere to go, you need to go take care of that first before you sit in my chair. Do not make an appointment and think I'm going to rush, because I'm not going to do it. A full set of acrylics, going to school saying that it's supposed to take, actually, it takes 2 hours. It's supposed to take 2 hours, y'all. So, in that scopes, if you use tips, it to me it still takes 2 hours, a full set. Um, my full set is probably a little bit over an hour, like an hour and 30 minutes. And if they want all that art and that gel polish, y'all have to know that's gonna add on time to it, you know. And then if you got the gel polish and nail art, you wants to knock your acrylic set down at least 20 minutes. So, it's nothing wrong with a full set taking 2 hours. It's nothing wrong with that. Because if you're really doing a good job, it's going to take you an hour or more to do a full set. I don't care what nobody says. Because if you're doing a full set in less than an hour, trust me, it's not your best work. Okay, so after I do my hand filing, I go into with my drill bit. So stay tuned for that. the same with this. I'm going to go in with a drill bit. And like I said, if I feel the drill bit is not working for me, I will change that drill bit and find another one. This is a new drill bit. This is my first time using it. And it's okay. I still like my ceramic bit though. So like I said, it's your preference. I thought because it was more slender it will work, but to me the tip of it is just not skinny enough for me. I don't know, to get up in there, and it's too small to go down the nail bed, especially for long nails. Now this particular grit probably works wonders for shorter nails, but to me, I didn't too much care for it using it on these long nail beds, and to me it just didn't go around the cuticle as nice as I wanted them. But I kept going on with this drill bit, and you probably see me change it. Now, what I do with drilling is just, see, I already done changed my mind. It's just like, okay, it's gonna slow me down, make a change. If something is slowing you down, guys, go back to what worked. Now, we buy all these new things and it just doesn't work for you, and that's okay. But if you have to stop doing what you're doing because it's slowing you down, change your bits and go with something that you are familiar with. Don't just keep going if the result is not what you're looking for. You see, I didn't put my ceramic fine grit bit on there, and it doesn't cut the client because it has like a smoothing top to it. It's not a round smoothing top, it's actually a square smoothing top, and I actually can go down in there without hurting the cuticle. Now you can see how smooth I go from one nail to the other using this drill bit. I got this drill bit from, I think, Todak. I'll try to remember to put it in the description box, but I'm sure y'all familiar with Todak drill bits. You'll never find me using coarse bits unless I'm taking down acrylics or taking off gel polish. It's just not in my nature to just find the coarsest thing to tear down something, you know. And another thing, coarse bits to me makes the acrylic look jagged, and I want a smooth looking nail. I don't want a jagged looking nail. So that's why I always kind of alter to the fine and the medium bits. And once I do my before filing, I'll use the ceramic drill bit and then go in with my sanding band buff, and I'm done. So that's what y'all gonna be seeing me doing. Like I said, when I do a fill, you really don't have much filing to do because it's already, you know, if you put it on smooth, you don't have to do that much filing, guys. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to do that much filing if you apply your acrylic the correct way and a smooth application. You always want to smooth out your acrylic. Never leave a lump or a bump in your acrylic. I don't care if you're rushing. Just never do that, because you're going to find yourself filing like for eternity, and it will set you back. That is something that you need to look forward to, so you can like speed up on your set. Smooth out your acrylic as I showed you. Smooth it out. Okay, now you see I'm finished doing the ceramic bit drilling. So now I'm just brushing off this dust that I have here. Yeah, normally I'll put gloves on. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on just grabbing them and putting them on. I have no, it doesn't bother me. And I know the dust that y'all see is probably annoying, but hey, I have my dust collector on. You can see it kind of flying to the right of me, which is leaving away, but you're going to always get dust on your hands, guys. I don't care what kind of dust collector you have. Now, like I said, I dusted away just to see where I need to go in and do a little more shaping or finish drilling, finish filing with the drill for my last little thing to perfect my nails, guys. And that's all I do. I use the ceramic bit, then I use the fine grit sanding band, and that's all I use. You know, I like to try different drill bits, but I always find myself going back to these two same methods. I'm gonna always buy new things to try. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. Uh, yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna like these type of videos. I really like to get up in there, do my clients, and go. But hey, I'm gonna try some different clients. The last Watch Me Work was this same client, and I just wanted to do a fill on her to show y'all how her nails looked afterwards. You know. Um, so there you go. I did a full set on her and a fill on her, and I don't know if I Watch Me Work videos for as the voiceover kind of thing. It's kind of challenging. I'm not used to doing voiceovers. I gotta see what I'm doing in this video, and I'm talking back and forth with my clients, and you know it's kind of strange. But hey, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I hope y'all are pleased with this video. I hope it was slow enough for y'all to see the steps that I was doing. It took a little bit more time slowing my process down. Like I said, my client know I was recording, so she didn't much care how long I would take on her nails. She don't care. She's a good sport. Um, and like I said, all I'm doing here is just doing this, and I'm going to get my file again, guys. I know I got to get my little file again, my hand file, and go back and perfect them edges on the sides and the free edge, making sure everything is straight, no snags, no, you know what I'm talking about. You know them snags you see on the side of your hand when, just make sure all that is out, nothing's underneath the fingernails, and that's almost it. You see me pressing down. I'm pressing down, making sure that I really, really do a good flush to that nail with the drill. It's something that I do, and it prevents lifting, guys. If you do it smooth to the nail bed, around the echinippium, nice and smooth, it will grow out just nice. Now, I won't say that your client might not be rough and stay in chemicals and all that, and you won't see no signs of little kind of lifting at the cuticle area, but far as growing out, it should be nice, no jagged edges, just nice little round little moon shape growing on out. That's what you look for every time your client come out. Nice smooth growth. And that's just how I roll. That's how I roll, y'all. I'm not quite sure with these Watch Me Work videos, but I'm gonna try to hang in there a little bit for y'all. I gotta do a pedicure for y'all. I'm gonna do a Watch Me Work pedicure for y'all, and yeah, I already asked the client, can I do one on them? And she said, "Oh my goodness, I don't have pretty feet." I said, "Girl, your feet is fine." She said, "Okay, next time I'll let you record my feet." So y'all watch out for that. Okay, now y'all see I done got this file back out, y'all. I'm almost done. I guess this was in real time. I didn't do any cuts. So the only cuts I probably did is when I was actually stopped doing something and talking to my client. You know, sometimes they want something to drink. You know, sometimes they got to get up and go to the bathroom, or you know, I got to go get something from somewhere. You know, that's probably the only thing I cut out. But other than that, you know, I really try my best to be kind of slow with this video. But I think I was probably too slow. Y'all might say, "Oh my God, hurry up!" But I enjoyed it. I hope y'all did too. I think I'm gonna do a part two because this video is already into 50, almost 50 minutes. So like I said, a fill take me an hour if I'm not joking around or playing with the client, and that's for as design and polishing. So an hour for a fill. And you know what? I want to see my client for an hour. I don't want to do a quickie on my client. 30 minutes polish change. You know what I'm saying? Polish change hands and feet. You know, that's the kind of 30 minutes I expect from 30 minutes. But for as an hour for most of all my services, I think that is understandable because most of the time you work by the hour, not work by the 30 minutes. Like I said, 30 minutes, you know that's a rush job, 30 minutes, I tell you, good. But you know what? People let people get away with it. Like I said, those jagged edges like that, that's what I'm talking about. And when you do these kind of sets to where you're going in like slant, you're going to have those type of problems on the side of the nail bed. So you just got to watch for that. Try to clean it up as best as you can. It depends on the nail shape if it's able to do that. Some people nails grow out a little wider than others, so you got to make sure you watch how you go in with that file and take it down, because sometimes you can cut the client by going diagonal and kind of cutting too much to get that sharp look all down the side of the nail. So you watch out for that. And now I'm going in with my half of white Polar Block. It's the only brand I use for buffing. A lot of people like a roughness to their nails. They say that the polish adhere better, but I have no problem with polish chipping. You know, I put a primer down after I buff, and their nails doesn't chip. They come back and their polish still on, worn good, no chipping or anything. I just put a primer over the whole nail after I finish. After I finish buffing, I put primer on there, and hey, I call it a day. Start polishing. But I like a smooth nail, and actually a smooth nail looks better to me when you're doing chrome, because you know you're gonna still have those lumps and bumps. Like, you know, chrome powder is so hard, especially the silvers and the, I don't know, chrome polish to me it just doesn't have a smooth looking look when you're applying the top coat. You see all the imperfections, and you know what, but hey, clients want the chrome, so you got to give them the chrome. But I still say the finished product is just not what I expect. It's this to me is just it's not saying that it's not what you expect. Yeah, I would say that, because you're thinking that you're doing all this buffing and you're applying the chrome powder, you're not gonna see imperfections, but you do. All the imperfections, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna do a part 2, which will be finished the nail art and everything with that. All right, guys, stay tuned for the finished look. I think I'm gonna probably like wipe them down, spray them down. Alcohol is my best friend. You know, I use alcohol for everything, even though it's drying. But you know what? I'm gonna put that moisture back. And it's a good disinfectant too. You know, if you you know, that's just how I roll. Alcohol it. All right. Okay, I'm dusting off all the dust, y'all. I know y'all see that. Um, and I do this because, I'm trying to get all the dust off of me, off of her, because this is the time you want to be dust free. You hear me? Dust free. Folding up the dust, getting a spot where it is dust free, because I can't stand fighting dust on polish, man. It's like, oh, it's a nightmare. Um, y'all see the results of my finished filing, my application. I'm satisfied with them. And this is the point where you say, okay, I did a good job or you did a poor job. So that's just how I critique my work. Sometimes, I can rush a little bit and the application is not the best. And, okay, so enough with that. It's beat me up. So I'm applying the line out again at the cuticle area, making sure that if I didn't file good enough, this will actually prevent the melt it down a little bit more, making it a little thinner. I don't do this all the time. I'm just doing it whenever I feel like it. If I feel kind of lying, have a problem with lifting, and if I didn't do a good job in filing around that echinipia and it's not smooth enough around there, I'll put a little bit of that. It kind of melts it. Just like if you was using acetone to smooth out the nail at the finish. I see people doing that. I just do this. And also it helped the polish adhere better at the cuticle area. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. And you'll see this in part 2. I'll be using white dance in the snow. Okay? And those that can't watch part 2, y'all enjoy part 1 and you don't want to watch that, thank y'all for tuning in and y'all have a smiley day. For the rest, I'll have part 2 up soon. Thank you. Yeah. Bye.